These glasses are not going to last long.
You need the sunglasses like I have on.
Hello, Facebook.
I'm all decked out for Halloween.
You are decked out.
I look like a pumpkin.
You guys are so lame.
I look like a pumpkin.
Whatever.
A very nicely dressed pumpkin.
Oh.
Hi, Michael. All right. Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Hola, everyone.
Cheers to you all.
How do you say happy in Spanish?
Bueno.
Halloween.
Bueno Halloween.
Good Halloween.
Oh, is that what that means?
I
That
don't know.
means
Who
good.
speaks Spanish in the house?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm trying. Not in Spain or Mexico.
Oh, I can't. Oh, there
I
we
can't
go.
look at you.
Hi, Kelly.
Oh, he's already given up.
Well, no, I
Come
can't.
on.
I can't put the
Come
glasses
on.
Wow,
on.
it's
Man.
Halloween-y. Almost.
Yes, it's Halloween.
Almost.
All right.
Almost.
So,
Yeah, so
Cheers.
Cheers.
Favorite day of the week.
Jenny's,
Wednesday.
Jenny's lost a little too much weight. She's down to a skeleton now.
That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said.
Aww. That's kind of sad.
Oh, I can't see who's on because of these glasses.
I can't either. It's very dark in here. I think I'm going to have to...
Up our wine consumption.
Yes.
I was thinking take the glasses off.
Oh,
But I can
you see where my mind
both.
goes.
Yes.
I can do both. No problem.
So, we picking up sort of where we left off last week with our Halloween tips?
Yes.
See? All right. So, look.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
We're all done.
Speaking of sunglasses, we took the baby to Ennis Woods. Have you guys been there?
I've been there many times.
Love it. They had the
Have you seen the children's garden?
We did.
Yeah.
We found that. That was really
yeah,
cool.
that's fun.
But
Little.
they had this little setup where you could put your head through like little sunflowers.
Yes.
And I did it with her, and she has this look on her face like, what?
I saw that picture. It was funny.
Yeah, she wasn't very happy with
Not
this.
happy.
But that's okay. She got over it, and she won't remember it anyway. So,
She might.
she might.
You know, kids are impressionable.
They are.
It's amazing what they pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her to talk to her.
When she starts going to
psychologist
school,
when
you
she
better
starts
watch
seeing
what you
one.
say at home. Like, 'cause they repeat that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have friends that's an elementary school teacher. Those were some fun conversations with those kids at the school.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So this week we have some more Halloween tips. We have some safety tips. We have some tips on what to do if you get pranked, and then some funny tips, I think, at the end.
It's a very robust. There's a fruit fly flying around in
Because
here.
our wine is very fruity today.
Yeah.
It's a very robust tips, hints, and treats. What am I saying?
Wow.
Hints, tips, and tricks.
Hints, tips, and tricks today.
Yes.
That's not easy.
That was a tongue
That does not
twister.
roll off the tongue well. Try and say it.
Hence tips and tricks.
Yeah, you gotta pause, right?
All right.
Tips, tricks, twix.
So let's start with safety tips. I think when you're trying to dress your kids up for trick or treat, if they're going out, that some of these things you definitely want to keep in mind. I think a lot of them. Where do we begin, Jenny? We have a lot of them. You can sort of hit some of the ones that you think are.
A responsible adult should accompany young children on neighborhood routes.
I think that's absolutely correct.
I feel like that's a little judgy.
I feel like that. I mean, how old are your kids? Like, if your kids are 12, they could probably do their own thing, right?
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna get that thing.
Of course, no one else can see the gnat that's flying around, so it just looks like you've had way too much wine.
Yes.
No, but I agree. Like, if your kids are responsible, and if there's like a responsible teenager with them or something like that, I don't think it's necessary. But you're not just going to send your 9-year-old out into the.
Oh, come on, why not?
I might. I think I did. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think that's true.
Well, here, that goes to the next one. If your older children are going alone, plan and review an acceptable route, which means tell them an unacceptable route, and they'll do the acceptable. You got to do the reverse psychology.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Because, older children have minds of their own. And
They do that.
think they know it all, right?
And they do.
I knew I did. and
I know I still do.
I know.
But what's our? Oh, agree on a specific time that everyone should return home.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wait. Here's a good one.
What?
Teach your children to never enter a stranger's home or car.
That is a good one.
That is a good one. Because
But shouldn't they know that?
But it's a good time to review it. Especially with all the excitement,
Young
retreats,
kids.
Especially white vans that are parked offering free candy.
Or looking like a creepy ice cream truck.
Now, I will say that I know that our law enforcement here in Central Ohio does a beefed up effort to make sure that people who are sexual predators or things like that are not offering candy, that they're staying at home, that sort of thing.
Did I ever tell you the story about the ice cream truck in our neighborhood?
No, I want to hear it.
Oh, it's funny. So we had a neighbor who was a teacher, and he said it was very upsetting one day when he asked the class, he was talking about the ice cream truck, and don't you remember how fun and the bells and this, that, and it's awesome, and the ice cream truck comes, and everyone's so happy, and they're like, no, the ice cream truck is bad. Horrible, scary. Sure enough, a couple days later, the ice cream truck comes, and I'm like, oh my god, let's go get ice cream. Dude was selling cigarettes out of the ice cream truck. Yeah, because a neighbor, like a teenager, walks up and he's like, "Y'all too bad." So right in front of us, we were like,
"What?"
They ice cream driver truck people were bad. I don't know anymore. We never bought it again. But yeah, they were selling bad stuff, not just cigarettes out of the ice cream truck.
Ours wasn't like
So you can get a push pop and a pack of Marlboro Reds.
Yeah, probably some other stuff too.
I always got it was in the shape of a foot and it had a gumball on the big toe. Did you get those?
They used to have like the gumball as the nose for like other.
I like bomb pops.
Well, yeah, the chocolate red.
No,
the
bomb
flare
pops.
stuff
They're
with, like,
like
the
they're red, white, and blue, and they've got
Yeah.
the 3 different flavors.
I actually have some of those in my freezer.
I'll show you a
I
funny
don't eat
picture.
them,
Mike Dillon, one of my good friends who, I don't know if he's on here or not, for July 4th wore this shirt, and it was red, white, and blue, and he had on red shorts. He looked like a giant bomb pop. So he took a picture of him in that and posted it next to a bomb pop and said, "Who wore it better?"
Nice.
It's very funny.
Make sure your kids know to only go in familiar, well-lit areas and stick with their friends. This is not a time to go try and knock on the door of the creepy abandoned house or do that.
Yes, it is. Like, this is where those people get
It's
tricks.
Halloween.
Yeah.
It's on.
They get toilet paper.
Mm-mm.
Right?
No.
So maybe these are the tips you're not supposed to do. TJ's giving the real advice. I'm not telling you what I did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, Elizabeth's only 7 weeks old. She's not really trick-or-treating this year.
Okay. Tell your children not to eat any treats until they return home.
Yeah, like that's
Come
gonna
on.
happen.
Eat a candy bar.
Just go where you trust people, like
Yeah.
Neighborhood.
Yeah.
Well, even then.
Make sure things are fire resistant. I think is usually we talked about this
That's
last time.
usually a good bit of advice.
Are any of the costumes really fire resistant? They're all like cheap plastic. That stuff goes up like.
No, I think
I feel like not anymore.
no. This isn't back in the
See, I
80s
haven't
when I was
trick-or-treated
trick-or-treating, or the
in
60s when you were.
30 years.
He didn't even hear that.
What? What'd you say?
I said it's not
I'll
like
have
the
to
80s
rewind
when
the
I was
tape.
trick-or-treating, or in the 60s when you were.
Not
I wasn't
even. What's that? Not even. Wow.
Claws coming out.
Pain.
No, just
TJ digging deep.
kick me when I'm.
That's what happens when you're sleep deprived. What do we have next?
Oh. Where are we? If children, okay, wait. Avoid masks which can obstruct vision. No,
Put them on.
I see perfectly fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
you want to try it? Here, let
It
me
is
see what
weird
it's like.
when you
where it
take
goes.
when you take them off. You have a little bit of a headache.
Not with the sunglasses. Oh god. Yeah, no, these are not good.
Yeah. So these are
Try
good.
these.
Those are.
Here, you try these two. Well, you've got like the little eyeball hole in the center, right? That doesn't help.
That doesn't really.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah,
these
are
are
bad.
worse.
Yeah. This actually you can kind of see after having those on.
Yeah.
Now shall we flip again?
There you go.
Rotate.
All right. So for our next tip, if you're going out after dark, which you're going to be, right? It's trick or treat.
Oh, this is
Use reflective tape or glow sticks. My goddaughter, they got her glow sticks, but she also has a bag that lights up. Like it has a little button on it, and it sort of blinks all around the thing, which is good because you want to be visible when you're out walking the streets at
I
night.
need to take these off. Those give me a headache.
Remove all makeup before children go to bed.
Yeah. Well, and we have a tip later
I'm
on.
going to take my own makeup off before.
we have a tip later on how to remove makeup.
Oh, good. Good. Okay,
So motorist tips. We've got 4 of them.
Don't run over the kids.
Watch where you're going.
Yes.
Don't be texting.
Put your phone in the glove compartment. And I think that actually that's a good tip for kids, like when they're walking around. If you're walking with your kids, just put your phone away.
Put the phone away for once.
Put it away for always.
Yeah. Like there's no reason for you to have it
I
out.
should listen to that.
Like if you want to snap a couple photos when kids are like at a house, do that. But put it away. Pay
If
attention.
my phone's away, how am I going to take pictures?
How am I going to respond to that text I just got?
What if someone wants to read it?
I know.
And oh yeah, discourage new and inexperienced drivers from driving on Halloween. So if you have a teenager at home who just got their license,
Perfect time to go out driving.
worst time to go out driving.
It's like, what is that where you drive and you're avoiding like cones and...
Oh.
Your mobility test, maneuverability
Yeah,
test.
it's maneuverability.
I don't think that's your maneuverability test. Hi, Carl.
Kids are like cones.
No. All right. So let's flip over to
Next page.
This page with the bold lettering in case I put yours in.
This is actually, I would like to know the first one because I don't, like, my neighborhood, there is a group of people that
Hoodlums?
egg, yeah, a lot. Cars, almost once a month, there are cars getting egged in our neighborhood, and there was a house up the street from mine that got it really bad. And I think I know who it is.
Justin Bieber got in big trouble for this.
It was Justin Bieber. I knew it!
It's Justin Bieber, but
Justin Bieber's been egging my neighborhood.
But now I have had my house egged before. It was not by kids; it was by adults. But how to deal with egg splatters on your house? And it can be really destructive.
It can, because it peels paint and they're bad.
It's really sticky once it dries.
But it says,
Yeah.
so here's what it says. It says, instead of scrubbing, spray it away with your garden hose, but
you want
don't.
that?
No. Sorry.
But don't aim the hose full blast at the yolk because it'll splatter it.
Oh.
It says wet the siding below the egg and then gently spray the siding above it. I didn't think about that. So you sort of create the path, right? Because things will follow the path of least resistance. So you spray below, then you spray above and kind of encourage it to go down the path. Dip a brush, if you need to scrub it, dip a brush in a bucket of warm water, never hot, because you don't want to bake it, and dish soap, and then scrub away the mess. That is a good tip.
We can email these tips to anyone who might need them. You're not taking notes now?
Right.
Or rewatch our broadcast.
Or rewatch, yeah. Take your own notes.
All right, so Jenny, how do you deal with toilet paper in the trees?
Well, I would just say wet toilet paper is a beast to remove from trees.
If you had to remove it from trees?
No, we don't have any trees in the front yard, so like they're we've never gotten TP'd in the front yard. Knock on wood. My daughter, though, however, did go out TPing one night, and she did a bush in the front yard, just one bush, like a small bush, and they thought they were so sly. But sure enough, it was sleeting and snowing.
Of course.
So, okay, this says, wait until the sun evaporates dew, or if rain is expected, start removal right away. Use a rake to grab and pull the TP down, a leaf blower to blast it, or a telescoping reacher grabber to pluck it. Start at the top and work your way down. Immediately throw paper away, leaving it on your lawn can smother.
Do you know what I would do? I mean, eventually it'll
I'd
just
leave
fall
it,
off and,
probably.
Yeah.
enough rain. It rains a lot here.
You're not worried about being judged?
Well,
Look at me. Does this look like the face of someone worried about being judged?
So when he was growing up, there was a street on the country road that kids used to TP because where my husband grew up that had like trees, overarching, so it created like a tunnel effect. He and some friends and one of his cousins were out TPing it, and a car started coming up, so they all scattered, and his one cousin ran into an electric fence and got shot.
Is he okay?
Oh yeah, he's fine.
Oh God. Well, I was gonna say when I was in high school, that like the tradition was the girls would go TP the football players' houses, and for some reason the football players hated it. And when we got into an egg fight one they were chasing us with eggs, and so we went bought eggs, and then it was all over the car. So I could have probably used these tips 10 years ago.
Wayne, how do we deal with candle wax on carpet?
Use a cool iron and paper towels. Removing the paper towel and replacing it frequently so as not to spread the wax.
Nice.
That's not what it says here.
Yeah, it does. Oh,
No, it says to break apart little pieces with a popsicle stick.
Or a dull knife. Cover. Oh no. Oh yeah. Wayne was right. He read the last sentence.
Oh, press a warm iron. I'm sorry.
But
I doubted you.
But you know what?
I was
Yeah,
reading
you know
the
it
second. Break it with the wax is cool. Break it with a dull knife.
Yes.
But, along the same lines, gum that gets in carpet. Easy way to deal with that. Same way you deal with it in hair.
Cut
Peanut
it out.
butter.
Oh.
Peanut butter will break up
I've never
gum.
found that to work.
You haven't? I've used it before.
Oh, I have a, remind me when we're done with this, I'll tell you a really funny story about gum in your hair. In Las Vegas.
Oh no. So, Jenny, what do we do about Halloween makeup on upholstery and carpet?
Well, TJ, commercial carpet and upholstery cleaners remove makeup from unwanted places. The only tricky part is applying these cleaners. Always test the cleaner on an inconspicuous spot. Apply a dab of cleaner on white cloth, then hold it to the test area for about a minute. If no color is transferred to the white cloth, the cleaner is safe. Never rub cleaner on a stain. Rather blot the stain, starting from its outer edge and working toward the center.
Sounds like a fun way to spend your evening while you're eating your kids' candy.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, I am going to like this next page.
All right. Well, I
I
actually
don't find them that fun.
have a client calling, so I'm going to let you guys go to that. And
Oh.
well, no, it's about a deal that we're trying to do. So please excuse me.
Bye.
Hey, Brian.
Okay. You want to close those doors?
Well, this is awkward.
What do you want to talk about? You want to do
let's
this,
talk
or
about
should we
TJ.
just like...
Oh.
It's a party now.
Yeah.
We could talk about TJ. What does anybody want to know about TJ?
Especially now he's closing the doors. Now we can talk the good stuff. No. So, alright, these are supposed to be funny. I don't know.
And I guess they're not so. I thought some of them
So,
were.
evidently, these are from Will Wheaton.
Who stole it from...
Fark. I have no idea. Does anybody know what Fark is? or
I
who
do know
that
who
is?
Will Wheaton is, thank you.
I know just because of
Yes.
Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
I didn't know before Big Bang Theory. His nemesis.
Alright, number one. Go for it.
When it appears you've killed the monster, never check to see if it's really dead. What? Let's not
Well,
talk
like a
about
scary
these.
movie.
Alright, let's skip some of these quickly.
Okay.
Pick one random.
If you're searching for something which caused a loud noise and find out that it's just the cat, get the hell out. What?
I don't
If you're
get
searching
these.
for something which caused, and find out that it's just the cat. I don't
I
know.
don't know. Okay, don't fool with recombinant DNA technology unless you're really sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Anyways, what are you doing for Halloween?
Well, nothing. We have trick or treat. Should we talk about what we're doing on Friday?
Yes, let's talk about a couple things. So,
Okay.
let's talk about our event tomorrow.
Okay, yes, yeah, everyone. We
Yes.
have an event tomorrow, and you're all invited.
Yes, tomorrow, 5:30 here at our office. Please come join us. We're going to have some wine from Signature Wines.
Our favorite local winery,
We're
Signature
going to have
Wine.
some hors d'oeuvres
Uh-huh.
and some, fun times.
Music.
Music and spooky sounds. Lots of pumpkins, which you see in the background.
I may just wear this again.
I think you should.
And
I might just wear this again. 'Cause
I think you should.
look like a giant pumpkin.
A very well done.
So nice. That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said to me.
Aw.
Um,
So it'll be be a fun evening for all, 5:30 to 8.
5:30 to 8, or until the wine runs out.
Halloween,
Yes.
celebrated with 43 homes.
That's right.
Please come. We would love to see you all there.
And then Friday,
I'm
Jenny
kind of
and
excited
I,
about
or
this.
anybody that wishes
And
to join us,
any of you are invited.
we're going to go the historic Dublin ghost tour. Was that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
So the haunted places in Dublin. There's like a tour on tomorrow night, right?
Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow night. Friday night. 7:30.
Yes, check-in
$10.
starts at $7, $10 per
Do we
person.
have to
Cash
register in
only.
advance?
Says no reservations required. And they're going to take us on a tour of all the haunted places in Dublin.
Nice.
There's
FYI, this building is one of them.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have never seen any scary stuff in
I
here.
haven't either.
And I don't even get a bad vibe from here.
So we also learned something today in downtown Dublin. Here.
Yes.
There's this quaint little store, and it's HA' penny, and we never knew how you
How do
say
you
it.
say that?
It's hey penny, right?
Yes.
And then if you're in Ireland, they'll say a penny or something.
Hey, penny.
A penny, something.
Penny.
But a halfpenny is a half a penny, and there is a bridge in Dublin, Ireland.
In actual Dublin, Ireland.
And it used to cost a half a penny to cross the bridge, so it was the Halfpenny Bridge, which is the name of the store. So if you like traditional Irish
Stop.
stuff, I mean, they've got clothing, they've got decor, they've got all kinds of cool stuff. in the
Kilts.
store. Oh,
They're
show,
showing
let's
kilts.
show them your
Oh.
door.
Okay, so the other cool thing in Dublin is that there are fairy houses hidden in some of the businesses here. It's local tradition.
Here's the.
And you can
yeah.
go to these businesses and find, and then she said, too, if you find how many, a certain number of
You
them,
have
and
to
that's not like
find-
back 5?
1,
Four.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 on
Well, I
there.
think you didn't have to find
Oh,
all
six
of
of
them.
the
6 of the 8 fairy doors in
Okay.
Old Dublin.
And then you fill out the back of this card and mail it in, and you will get a free t-shirt.
Pretty cool. And so we found the one at Halfpenny. Oh, we didn't get him to sign it.
Oh.
But anyway, so tell them about
Yeah.
the fairy door. So show them.
So here's the fairy door. I haven't read it, so I'll read the back of it. It says, pick a special place to put your fairy door and stepping stones and leave the magic key beside it. If the magic key is gone in the morning, your fairy has arrived, and you have to register your fairy's name and unlock a world of imagination from Fairy Valley. So,
It's like Elf on a Shelf, but nonstop.
Yeah.
It never ends.
So the key, so you with your kids, or if you're an adult, you're into this. Like, you put the door out, you leave the key, and you get to name your fairy. And when
And there's
the
a
key
lease
is
agreement
gone,
too that needs to be filled out.
you have to sign the lease agreement.
Everyone in the family has to agree.
And then the fairy takes the key, and when the key is gone, you know the fairy has come.
okay.
So
So then,
Fun.
so wait, when does the key come back?
it doesn't.
It's the fairies. The fairy needs the key to lock her door when she leaves
Yeah.
to go shopping.
Or maybe it does come back then.
Yeah, because it has to come back if the fairy's going to leave all the time.
Which
We're gonna
she
have-
takes
I'm
it
not,
with her to her house.
I'll have to open it up and read
Next
read the
week we
book.
will do a follow-up after TJ gets
We'll
We'll do
figure
a
out
follow-up
how
after-
exactly
after
how the
baby
fairy
Elizabeth
doors work.
But it's
tries her
kind of
fairy
cool.
door.
It's so much fun. And then they have these other little things you can, if you get really into it, you have like things you can buy that put with.
Oh,
the
like
fairy door.
laundry. Yeah,
Lawn
it was
chairs
a whole
and
thing. It was
lawn-
very, very fun. Someone wrote something on my phone and I can't see.
I can't either.
There's a scary. There's a scary woodpecker outside. Oh, it's Tony.
Oh,
yeah.
funny. There, yeah, that might be the
That woodpecker was
poltergeist.
a mystery. Yeah.
Hasn't visited yet today, so.
No, I told the owner. Right? He said he was going to bring his BB gun. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
I don't like that.
Anyways, no, I don't think he really did that, but.
Well, it's not here. I saw it yesterday. It's not here today.
Anyway, so
Well,
the haunted ghost tours Friday
anybody
at
wants to join us?
7:30.
Wayne and I
It's about 2 hours. I read, and you go to all these places. I think we go to
meet at the library.
Meet at the library.
And
We'll
then
go to
go
the
from there.
Indian Run Cemetery.
I'm not looking forward to that.
I am. I love that stuff.
I do not. You're gonna have to hold my hand the whole time. I will be freaking out.
We'll take care of you.
We get to use like the
Read those, they'll
Ghostbuster
tell you what
things.
to do.
Yeah. That's what I need. The helpful hints.
Yes.
And then you talked about tomorrow's event?
Yes.
Yes, so everyone's invited to that too, 5:30.
So come, you can actually sample wine with
43
us.
homes in downtown Dublin.
48 South High. If you go to 43homes.com/HalloWine, like not Halloween, Hallow Wine.
HALLOWINE. Just one W.
Yes.
You can register. So we
43homes.com/HalloWine, or just
reserve
text
a
or
special
message
glass for you.
Yeah, just text us, message us, comment, whatever.
or just show up. It's fine too. At this point, it's okay because we're not
We
buying
would
more
love to
wine.
see
We don't
you.
have any more wine or food to buy. So.
And you get to try the signature
But I think
wine
we
as
have
well.
plenty. So don't
Yeah,
worry.
oh yeah,
That we
there's
love so much.
good amount of wine.
We have lots of flavors coming.
Yes.
I'm
Interesting
excited to try
flavors.
some
We
of
have
them.
fruity, we have dry, we've got blends, we've got it all.
All of it. All of it.
Chardonnay,
Red
red
blend,
blends,
cranberry,
blueberry.
blueberry. I've had the blueberry and I've had the apple.
hmm Yeah. So, anyways, cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Happy Wine Wednesday.
Happy Wine
We
Wednesday.
will not see you on Wine Wednesday until Halloween is over. So
Yeah, so this was
Safe
our Halloween
trick-or-treating.
edition.
and have a wonderful
Let's
rest of
get
your
decked
week.
out again. This is very hard to walk and see at the same time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.